Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shvapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadravhyam Jagannathaya Te Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we have completed till chapter 5 and we have seen how Krishna answers different questions of Arjuna, and one question is coming repeatedly from Arjuna's side. In the 3rd chapter also he asked, in the 5th chapter beginning also he asked. So the question was whether action or renunciation. Arjuna is really confused about this, whether to fight or not fight. In the beginning only, in the 1st chapter, he had a few confusions and he wanted to go back from the battlefield. He did not want to fight and gave different logics that this is why I should not fight, this is why I should not fight. In the 2nd and the 3rd chapter, the Supreme Lord has answered all the questions. But Arjuna again got this doubt that because why Arjuna is getting this doubt again and again, we have to understand. The Supreme Lord is telling that Arjuna, you have to work, but you should not get attached to the fruits of work. Now, this is a very interesting concept. It is very difficult to stay detached from the fruits of action and yet doing the action with 100% effort. Sometimes new devotees ask this question, that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling that you have to work without detachment. So you should not think about the results. You just execute your duty. But how will we get motivation for the work if we do not think about the results? Because this is a way we are accustomed with, that we take a goal and we think and we fantasize about the results. Okay, and then just by imagining the benefits and results, we get motivated. So we do not know any other kind of motivation in the material world, right? So we do not know what it is to what does it mean to work for Krishna. Krishna can be one motivation. This is unknown to 99.99% people in this material world. So their motivation is always material. Suppose somebody is studying hard to earn money. He is thinking, okay, I will one day earn money and then I will buy houses, different cars, and I will lead a very lavish life. So that's my motivation for hard work in the study. So similarly, somebody wants fame, somebody wants to become most beautiful person. So whoever is doing activities in this material world, they are actually motivated by some material results. And this is what we are accustomed with. Now, Krishna is telling completely different thing. Therefore, it is very difficult to digest. So for the students of Gita, one might say that, okay, this is a very simple concept, that you have to do your work, but do not get attached to the work, and you do it for Krishna. It may be very easy for the devotees, but it is not at all easy for people in general. So we should not think why Arjuna is not able to understand such a simple thing. Krishna is explaining chapters by chapters the same thing Krishna is explaining, and Arjuna is not able to understand. So was he a fool? No. So Arjuna is representing a common man, a normal materialistic person. And to digest this concept of working for Krishna is very difficult for such a materialistic person, because he does not have any idea. Just like when Srila Prabhupada came to the West, and Srila Prabhupada gave these do's and don'ts of bhakti. The do's are A, B, C, D, E. Association of devotees, read the books like Gita and Bhagavatam. C for chanting the holy names of the Supreme Lord. D for deity worship, diet as Krishna Prasadam, and visiting holy dhams. So DT, diet, dham is for D. If we do all these things, then what will happen? E for ecstasy. We'll experience the spiritual ecstasy, the inner happiness, the happiness which is independent of all material components. So for that spiritual happiness, you don't have to become dependent on any material person or material object. That is completely independent spiritual happiness. So that is called ecstasy. So initially, when Srila Prabhupada taught these principles, few people could digest it. Those who had a Sukriti, they digested, they followed, and they became very great Vaishnavas, like the hippies. They were leading a very sinful life, but by following the prescriptions of Srila Prabhupada, they became happies from hippies, and they are most pure Vaishnavas now. But some people, they could not digest, like normal American, normal people in Britain. For them, it was like a nightmare. So these are the 5 do's, and there are 4 don'ts. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. So people in this material world know these are the 4 things to get happy. These are the only 4 things you can get happy. And if you just say these are the 4 regulative principles and you should not do it, so then the materialistic people are flabbergasted. They think, then what will I do in life? What is the point of living? If I follow these 4 regulative principles, better than that is death, because then my life is full of misery. These are the only 4 sources of happiness, and you are denying that. How can I live? So why people are acting or behaving like this? Because they do not have information and experience about anything spiritual. Just like Srila Prabhupada used to give a very graphic example. Just like a hog is eating stool, and if you offer the hog some beautiful halwa, shahi paneer, the hog will not pay any attention. The hog thinks this is the most important thing for me, and this is the greatest source of happiness. This stool, eating stool, is the most happiest experience one can ever have in this world. So that is hog consciousness. That is according to the knowledge base of the hog, because it does not have any information or experience about any higher happiness. So similarly, the people who are satisfied with only material happiness, they are on a very low consciousness level. And therefore, Krishna says it is very difficult to leave these 4 things. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 59th verse, what Krishna says, let me show. He gives us the formula that yes, it is very difficult to give up these lower pleasures, but you can give them up if you get higher pleasures. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinam rasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartatem. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense object remains. But seizing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. So to give up these 4 sources of happiness, so-called sources of happiness, people think these are the sources of happiness, but actually these are the sources of misery. When we commit any of these 4 things, meat eating, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex, we immediately damage our karma, and we immediately create some suffering which we have to suffer later, either in this lifetime or in the upcoming lifetimes. So whenever we subscribe to any of the four things, we break any of the four regulatory principles, immediately one suffering is assigned to us. But we do not know the science. We think, okay, it is giving me temporary happiness. But we can't see the trap behind it. We're just like a bird who is entrapped by hunter. So we can't see the law of karma and the whole science behind it. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is telling us that science. It may seem very contradictory from our usual experience, because this world is created in such a way that you will experience what it is not. Therefore, it is called Maya. The word Maya in Sanskrit means what it is not. So by default, the world is designed in such a way that if without scriptures, if you see this world, you will get a wrong perspective. You will not be able to understand the dynamics and the science of this world. Therefore, Krishna very mercifully is speaking the scriptures. So there is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Maya mugdho jiver nahi shatak Krishna gyan, jibere kripaya Krishna kaila Veda Puran. What is the point of Krishna telling us all the scriptures? The point is Maya mugdho jiber nahi shatak Krishna gyan. This is in Bengali. So Maya mugdha jiv means a jiva or a living entity who is fascinated by Maya, Maya Shakti. Whoever comes to this world is fascinated by Maya. There is a very low chance that he will be able to understand the world as it is, because he is in Maya. So Maya mugdha jiver nahi shatak Krishna gyan. So spontaneously, the living entity who is entrapped by Maya will be ignorant, will not have knowledge about Krishna. Therefore, jibere kripaya, to show mercy on these jivas, Krishna koilo Veda Puran. Krishna gave these Vedas and Puranas just to show mercy on the living entity, so that we can understand the reality of this world. So that is the point of scriptures. So here, the same thing we can see. Therefore, Krishna is again and again explaining the same thing to Arjuna, although Arjuna is having so many doubts. So we should not think this is a very trivial concept. No, this is a very profound concept, and this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna is not like us that, okay, we hear the philosophy, we understand everything, and we forget. But no, Arjuna is a very serious student. He wants to hear the philosophy, understand properly, and execute in life. So therefore, Arjuna is finding it difficult to execute. For us, what will you do? We will hear in Gita that, okay, Krishna has spoken that you should work for me. And once we close the book Bhagavad Gita, we are back to our original life. We completely ignore the sentences of Krishna. So for us, maybe Gita is on a theoretical level, just in the books. But Arjuna is a very sincere student of Gita. Therefore, whatever Krishna says, he is trying to implement. And when he is trying to implement, he is finding difficulty. So we should not think that Arjuna is a fool, that asking the same question again and again. But Arjuna is trying to implement, and therefore he is finding difficulty. If we try to implement, we will also have so many questions, and therefore we need Vaishnavas and senior devotees to guide us. They are Krishna in disguise, who are guiding us to the process of Krishna consciousness. Okay. So finally, after this chapter 5, Arjuna's question is answered, and Arjuna got a very definite answer from Krishna that I should work. I should work in all conditions, even if I'm very highly qualified, even if I am on the Atma Rama platform, where even if I do not work, it is okay. But still at the Atma Rama platform also, I should work for educating people in general. And if I am not in the Atma Rama level, then obviously I should work to upgrade myself. So whether I am in the low level or in the high level, I should work. And I should redirect my work to Krishna. I should not get attached to the fruits of work, because that will bring misery. Whenever we are attached to some fruits of action, if the action does not give desired result, then we get hurt, then we get unhappiness. So why to attach ourselves to the fruits of action? Because fruits can be random. It is not random. It is according to the law of karma. But for a person who does not have the knowledge about law of karma, it is random. So whatever we do, whatever efforts, endeavor we are putting, the results is random in this material world, because we do not know what is our karma. If we perfectly knew what are the karma, and we perfectly understood the algorithm of law of karma, then we could have predicted that, okay, I have this karma and this is the karma algorithm. So I am putting endeavor in A. So whether I will be successful or I will be a failure, I can compute that. But because we do not have the knowledge about the algorithm of karma, nor would we have the knowledge about our previous karma. So therefore, everything is random. So whenever we are doing something, we have to very clearly keep this in our mind that the result can be random. I can do my part, but there is no guarantee that I will be successful, because success does not only depend on this one factor of hard work. In the 18th chapter, Krishna will say that there are actually 5 factors of hard work. It comes around 18.15 maybe. Yes, 15, 16. Yeah, so these are the 5 factors on which our success depends, not only the hard work. Hard work is also one of the factors. So this is the complete science. Motivational speakers will give us that you can do everything. No, it is not possible. By hard work, there is a higher percentage. If you do not do hard work, there is zero probability that you will be successful. That is true. If you do not do hard work, there is zero probability. But even if you do hard work, it's not, the probability is not 100%, because there are other factors. अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता कारणं च पृथक् विधं विविधश्च पृथक् चेष्टा दैवं चैवात्र पंचमम्. The place of action, the body, the performer, the various senses, many different kinds of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. So not only our endeavor, right? What body we are situated in, which work we are putting effort in, and ultimately the super soul or the daiva component takes care of our karma and the Supreme Lord's decision, everything. So karma plays a very vital role here. So we cannot say that even if I do hard work, I will gain everything. So just imagine this world, this is the reality. Although we may think that, okay, this is very pessimistic. Even if I do hard work, I can get failure. This is not pessimistic. This is reality. We have to understand. If we do not understand this reality, we will have to face much difficulty. So by knowing this reality, we have to execute our duties in this world. Just imagine, anything can happen. Anything can go wrong at any point in this world. Suppose we love someone very much. Okay. And every day I'm thinking, like, I get energy for doing my work, thinking of that person. Oh, everyone might misunderstand me, but okay, I have my best friend, or I have my some relatives whom we love so much. Anything can happen. In the next day, you get up in the morning and you may get a call that the person is dead. Then what? So you have to be prepared of all these things while staying in this material world. That's the only thing Krishna is telling us. That you cannot expect anything. Anything can go wrong at any point. So you have to like prepare yourselves in such a way that you are not agitated by anything in this world. Therefore, Krishna is stressing on this point. Do everything as duty. Don't get attached. Attachment means there will be unhappiness. There will be misery. So whenever you are getting attached to some person or to something, you have to keep in mind that this can go wrong at any point. So I should not get attached. So all the people in this world, they are also children of Krishna. I am also children of Krishna. And in this lifetime, by the divine arrangement, we have come together. Okay, let us discuss about Krishna. Let us try to serve Krishna together. And again, we will depart. That person will go their own way according to their karma. I will go my own way according to my karma. This is a very short visit. So do not develop attachment. Attachment, we can only develop towards Krishna. That is permanent. If you develop attachment towards Krishna, you will never face misery. But all your misery will be gone. So this is the Very important thing and very logical also. If you analyze with an open mind, you will see, yes, this is the reality. And most of us know this is the reality, but it is very difficult to implement in life. Although we know we should not get attached to any person or any object, it is very difficult to do so. But it is possible if we have developed sufficient attachment towards Krishna. If we have developed sufficient attachment towards Krishna by chanting the holy names, by serving the deity form of the Lord, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, by visiting the holy places, and by associating with the holy devotees of the Lord, we develop attachment towards the Lord. Then with that power, with that spiritual strength, we can deny all these material attachments. Few days back, there was Balaram Purnima, and Balaram represents spiritual strength. Bala means the strength, and Balaram is a spiritual personality. So Balaram is the giver of spiritual strength. So when we try to advance in spiritual life, Balaram becomes very merciful, and Balaram becomes very pleased that, oh, this living entity is trying to serve my brother Krishna. Let me help this living entity. So it is undoubtedly very difficult to overcome all these attachments in this material world. And if you can overcome the attachments, there is no misery. So attachments are the cause of misery. So the root cause of misery is attachments, and to deny these material attachments, we need spiritual strength. So we can pray to Balaram for that. Balaram is the giver of spiritual strength. And Balaram is the Adi Guru. He is Krishna's first expansion. And he is the Adi Guru. He is teaching us how to serve Krishna in so many ways. There is a speciality about Balaram that many devotees are there in who are trying to serve Krishna, right? We have seen. And in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam also we have seen many devotees. Some are Krishna's friends, some are Krishna's servants, and there are some devotees who serve Krishna in the parental affection, like Vasudev, Devaki, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, and all the motherly gopis of Vrindavan. There are few personalities who serve Krishna as a gopi, as a lover. So the Radharani, Gopi, and all other personalities. So they try to serve Krishna in the conjugal rasa. So there are different rasas. Even the trees and cows of Vrindavan, they are serving Krishna. They cannot offer any direct service, but indirectly they are serving Krishna. Just like it is explained, the trees of Vrindavan are conscious and they want to serve Krishna. So the trees purposefully add fragrance, more fragrance to the flowers. And the trees request the air, can you please take this fragrance and give it to Krishna? And in this way, the trees of Vrindavan are serving. The cows of Vrindavan are waiting in the queue when Krishna will drink our milk. When Mother Yashoda will milk me, and Krishna will be given my milk. So this is how the cows, the trees, they are serving Krishna indirectly. And this is called Santarasha. Then there are some servants of Krishna, Raktak, Patrak, Chitrak. There are Sakha, friends of Krishna, Sudama, Shridam, Subal. And then there are motherly gopis who are serving in parental affection. Then there are the gopis who are serving in conjugal affection. But Balaram holds a very special and unique position. Balaram as Rati or Rasa is called Sankula Rati. Balaram serves Krishna in every possible way, in all the 5 rasas. This is amazing. When Krishna comes as Narayan and Vishnu, he lies down in the Karanadoka ocean. So Balaram comes as Sheshnag. Balaram becomes the bed for Krishna. That is in indirect service. That is in the Santarasha. In the Vrindavan, when Krishna comes to manifest his Vrindavan pastimes, the Dham Vrindavan is the manifestation of Balaram. So Balaram is preparing the platform where Krishna can dance and Krishna can perform his leelas. So if you see the description of Srimad Bhagavatam, the daily route in which Krishna used to tend the cows, it is more than 100 kilometers per day. Krishna used to go and come. 100 kilometers. This is impossible. If you apply physics, like a distance divided by speed is equal to time, it will take more than 24 hours, 100 kilometers. But how was it possible? This was Balaram. So when Krishna is going to some distant place, the dham would expand. So Krishna would reach that place very easily. And when Krishna used to come back in the evening, so Dham is like lotus. In morning it expands, in the evening it contracts. So suppose two places, Krishna is here and Krishna's home is here, 100 kilometers apart, and it is evening time. So Dham is contracting. So automatically these 2 points will come closer, and Krishna does not have to walk 100 kilometers. This is the service of Balaram. So a lot of things are going on behind the scene. Therefore, Krishna says that Je Jathamam Prapadyante Mam Tam Sadaiva Bhajamyaham. So the way we surrender unto Krishna, Krishna will reveal all these secrets and spiritual revelations will come to us. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyakta deham punar janma naiti mameti surjana. So Krishna is telling one who can understand the divine glories and the transcendental nature of my birth and activities. So all this very transcendental and mystical. If you can understand that properly, will not have to take birth again. So all these things are going on. So Balaram is serving in Shantarasa as Dham, as Krishna's bed, and Krishna wears different dhoti and the Vanamala. Those are all earrings. They are all the expansions of Balaram. Balaram also serves Krishna in a mood of servant. When Krishna is tired and lying down after tending cows, Balaram used to massage the feet of Krishna. Although Balaram is the elder brother, according to the relation, but Balaram used to massage the feet of Krishna. That is a service in Dasya Rasa. Balaram used to serve Krishna in Sakhya Rasa also. As a friend, they used to joke each other. Sometimes Balaram would say, Krishna, I doubt that why are you black? Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj both are they're fair, but why are you black? Are you really their child? So this is how Balaram used to poke Krishna sometimes as a friend, tease Krishna. And Krishna used to love all these things, all this different reciprocation by different devotees. The friends, there is different mood with the friends, different rasa with the mother, different rasa with the gopis. And Balaram also serves Krishna in a parental affection. Mother Yashoda would say, Balaram, see, Krishna is very small, but he is adamant to tend the cows. Therefore, I am sending. But I am very, very fearful about Krishna's protection. So I know you are there, you are elder brother. Please take care of Krishna. So Balaram used to assure Mother Yashoda that, okay, I will take care of Krishna. I will not anything harm Krishna. So I will protect. So that is the mood of in parental affection Balaram is serving. And Balaram's one expansion is Ananga Manjari. As Manjari, he is serving Krishna as a in conjugal affection also. So therefore, Balaram has a very unique position. Balaram can serve Krishna in all ways. And therefore, he is called the Adi Guru. And whenever we are interested to serve Krishna, whenever we are interested to know the reality of this world, and we want to escape the trap of Maya, then Balaram becomes very pleased with us. Balaram is the Adi Guru. Guru becomes pleased with us. And the mercy can be manifested in many ways. So the most elegant form of Krishna's mercy manifestation is finding a Vaishnava in our life. We are going through all the different yonis, all the different species. Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. So we are taking birth, we are doing nonsense activities, we are not doing any Krishna conscious activities, and we are accumulating some pious and sinful credit. We are going to the heaven, coming back, and then going to the hell, coming back, and then we glide down to animal life. So all these things are happening. So all the living entities are going through all the different planetary systems, sometimes in the heaven, sometimes in the hell, sometimes in the human body, sometimes as an animal body, sometimes as a fish. Like that, this saga is going on. And Bhakono Bhagyavan Jeev, some fortunate ones can escape all this trap by Guru's mercy. So whenever we see a Vaishnava coming into our life, that means I have pleased Krishna with millions of services before, knowingly or unknowingly. Therefore, a Vaishnava is walking into my life and trying to make me understand about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness and making me aware of the Maya and helping me to get out of this world. So this is the greatest form of mercy one can experience. Therefore, and what is the proof? If you read Srimad Bhagavatam is all about the glorious devotees who are pure devotees, who are not like us. We are on a very low level. We are just trying to start devotion. We cannot be called as devotees yet. But like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, they are the pure devotees. And what they are doing? They see the Lord face to face. And what they are asking? They are asking, oh my Lord, please bless me so that I can serve your pure devotees. The Supreme Lord is in front of them. They are not asking, give me this benediction, give me that benediction, or stay in my house for 1 year. No. The pure devotees are asking the Supreme Lord that please bless me so that I can serve your pure devotees and I can satisfy them. So this is the greatest form of benediction one can have. And the great souls like Prahlad and Dhruva, they could recognize it, but we may not recognize. But this is the greatest form of mercy. We may not recognize, but yes, this is. So therefore, we have to understand this very wonderfully. The message Krishna is delivering through Arjuna. Arjuna is also one pure devotee. And whenever Krishna wants to give us any teaching, he gives through pure devotees. Like he gave Gita through Arjuna. He gave Bhagavatam through Parikshit Maharaj. And as we have discussed, this is all for our benefit, because we do not have knowledge about Krishna spontaneously. Therefore, Krishna is mercifully speaking this. And Krishna will be very happy if we are serious about this message. We cannot say that we do not have time. All other things are useless. They are like zeros if we are not doing this. So what is the point? I do not have time. You cannot say in your college, you cannot say I do not have time for study. You have come to the college for study. Similarly, you are given this human form of life for cultivating God realization. What is the point of I do not have time? Just like if we do not study in college, we'll be thrown out of the college. Similarly, if we do not practice Krishna consciousness, we'll be thrown out of the human body. I will become an animal. Then what will my Ph.D. degree will do? What my master's degree will do? What my $1 billion of bank balance will do? They will become useless. Currently, they are mine. And after I pass away, then they will be somebody else's. Ultimately, they are Krishna's. So why are we holding that abhiman that, oh, everything belongs to me, I am owner of this much dollars? No, we have to get out. We have to get rid of all these designations. So therefore, in the definition of devotional service, the real devotional service will start when we get rid of all these designations. Sarvopadhi vinir muktam. Sarv upadhi. We have given us so many attributes. I am Indian. I am American. I study in this college. I am a Ph.D. I have this and this. I am head of the family. So many attributes we have given. No, we have to clear all these attributes. We have to understand, okay, by Krishna's mercy, I have got all this. Fine. I'm grateful to Krishna. But I am not all this. I'm an eternal servant of Krishna. If we can come to this stage, then we are liberated. Otherwise, we are entangled in these attributes. And during death, immediately all the attributes will be taken care. Like they'll be eliminated from our life. We do not have anything. So the death is also a form of Krishna. So therefore, Krishna says the devotees and the demons both will meet Krishna. The devotees will meet Krishna in the Satchidananda form. The demons will meet Krishna in the form of death. So now the choice is ours. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to do a quick introduction of what is going on and how we can relate those teachings of first 5 chapters to our life. So in the 6th chapter, Krishna discusses about the Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. This is also one form of yoga. In the first 6 chapters, Krishna is enumerating different yogic techniques. In the 2nd chapter, he told about Sankhya Yoga, then Sakam Karma Yoga, then Niskam Karma Yoga, then in the 4th chapter, Jnana Yoga, and now, and Karma Yoga is also explained. And in chapter 6, we will also see about Ashtanga Yoga. So first Krishna is telling Arjuna, see, there are this ways of attaining the Supreme Lord. And there are pros and cons of each path. So let me enumerate all the paths. Let me tell you the pros and cons of each path. Then at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Jathechasi tatha kuru. Whatever you like, you do. I will not force you. So let us understand what Krishna is telling about Ashtanga Yoga. So in the beginning only, Krishna is telling Arjuna, your previous doubt is cleared. Let me again recap that. So in the first verse, Krishna is addressing Arjuna's previous questions. And this is also a very important and clear understanding of the first 5 chapters. In the first verse of 6th chapter talks about the summary of first 5 chapters and gives an answer to Arjuna's question. And also this clears different misconceptions what we have about Bhagavad Gita. This 6.1 is very important. Shri Bhagavan Uvacham Anashrita Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti Ya Sasanyasi Cha Yogi Cha Naniragnirna Chakriya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated in this renounced order of life, and he is true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. So Krishna says, Anashrita Karma Phalam, मतलब कर्म फल को आश्रय मत बना के, not being attached to the fruits of action, karyam karma karoti ja, one who does activities, not being attached to the fruits of action. Sasanyasi, he is the real sannyasi. Cha yogi cha, he is the real yogi. Na niragnir, na cha akriya, not that person who does not execute any duty. That person is not a sannyasi. So people have this misconception that if you read Bhagavad Gita, you will become a Babaji or a sannyasi and you will go to Himalaya and then you will not do any materialistic activities and you will renounce all activities and you will become like that. So this 6.1 says that no, according to Krishna, such a person is not a real yogi nor a real sannyasi. Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karotiya. Not being attached to the fruits of action, one who does action, he is real sannyasi. Sasanyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriya. Okay, so this is a greater service. But yes, some people, they want to understand Krishna in different ways, like the Jnana yogis, the Ashtanga yogis. They go to Himalaya and they do not perform any materialistic activity. So that is also one way of God realization. But that is not a very recommended way that Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita. There are different ways and you can pick up a way which is suitable to you. But there are also Krishna's recommendation. And those paths will have special benefit because simultaneously in one lifetime, you cannot go through different paths. Suppose you are in a junction and there are 5 paths. Can you expand yourself into 5 bodies and simultaneously walk to 5 different paths and see which one is best? No, you cannot. You can take only one path and you have to make a decision on which path I want to go. But Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he knows the pros and cons of every path. He is all knowledgeable. Our knowledge is limited, but his knowledge is infinite. Janmadyasya jatanvaya aditaratascharthe swavigya swarat tene brahmaridaya adikavaye muhyanti yat suraya tejo varimidam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisham dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. The first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam says that Janmadyasya jata anvaya ditaratascha artheshu avigya. This is description of Krishna. Everything has emanated from Krishna. Janmadyasya jataha anvayat itaratascha artheshu avigya. Krishna knows everything, whatever is going on in this whole creation. Krishna has the information about every atom. In every atom, Krishna is there. Eko pyasho rachayitum jagadanda kotim jachaktirasya jagadanda chayadantaha andantarastha paramanu chayantarastham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajan. Krishna has information about all the millions of universes. and each and every atom of every universe. So Krishna knows everything. So it is therefore very easy to just follow Krishna's recommendation. Then we are good. We do not have to experiment ourselves. And that will save our time. So therefore, the Bhagavad Gita is not a book that will discourage you from doing your duties and will make you go to Himalaya and leave everything. No. Bhagavad Gita teaches you not to change your action, but to change your lifestyle and motivation for action. Externally, you remain the same. Some of your habits might change, like food habits and all, but there will be no change in terms of your activities, or you have to like change whatever you are doing. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says the same thing. Sthane sthita shrutigatam tanubang manovi. You stay in whatever position you are. You do not have to change anything to become Krishna conscious. Obviously, if you are doing anything sinful, then you have to change. Otherwise, whatever you are doing, you continue with that and do it for Krishna. So that is the teaching Bhagavad Gita is giving, Krishna is giving, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also giving. Yam sannyāsamiti prahur tam vidhi pandava nayya sannyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. What is called renunciation, you should know to be same as yoga. In the previous sloka, Krishna told, Sasannyasi cha yogi cha. So he is the real sannyasi, he is the real yogi, one who does activities being unattached and offer that to Krishna. So the renunciation, sannyasa and yoga are same thing. A yogi is a sannyasi and a sannyasi is a yogi. Or linking oneself with the Supreme, son of Pandu. For one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. And to become a yogi or a sannyasi, you have to renounce the desire for sense gratification. And now you know what is the way we just discussed in today's class, 2.59. By getting a higher test, we can give up this lower test of sense enjoyment. So therefore, the Bhagavad Gita knowledge or the message is very profound. Just try to contemplate and understand what Krishna is telling. This is one of the most finest science. And this is very practical. This science is applicable in every step of our life. So this is very, very important that we hear this knowledge, understand. If we do not understand, we should ask questions. And after understanding, we should contemplate and relate. When you have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, in every aspect of your life, you can relate. Oh, yes, Krishna told this in Bhagavad Gita. And I am seeing the exact same thing. This is called realization. So your entire life will change if you do like this. Just hear, understand, and contemplate on this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And from that, everything will come. From that, your habits will change. Auspicious things will start happening in your life. And you will develop attachment towards the Supreme Lord. You will be detached towards the material world. All the good things will happen automatically. Just pay attention to the message of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I will read 2-3 more verses where Krishna speaks about the mind, and then we can continue the chapter in the next class. Arurukshvar muniryogam karma karanamuchyate yoga rudasya tasyaiva shama karanamuchyate. So this is about Ashtanga Yoga. Krishna is coming to Ashtanga Yoga now. So there is also another process called Ashtanga Yoga, and that is very different from the gymnastics and yoga that we know now. The word yoga is very vast. Yoga means Ashtanga Yoga traditionally. It has 8 limbs. The 8 limbs are yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So there are 8 different limbs. And the yoga that we see now is confined to only one limb called asana, bodily postures, making the body flexible and different asanas, and pranayam also up to some extent. So there are only 2 limbs of the 8-fold yoga system. That is not the complete yoga. So the purpose of Ashtanga Yoga is not to keep the body fit. That is a byproduct. That is a benefit we get. But that is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to realize the Supreme Lord by this process of Ashtanga Yoga, by reaching Samadhi. But that part is gone because this is Kali Yuga. People are only interested to have a very healthy body, and with that healthy body, keep on doing sinful activities. This is what people are interested in. Sometimes yoga, they are connecting yoga to sexual life. So by yoga, you regain health, and with that increased health, you enjoy sex life. This is demoniac, and we will have to suffer for this. But people in Kali Yuga do not know the science, because prain alpayusha sabhya kalo asmin yuge jana manda sumandha matayor manda bhagahi upadrita. The scriptures predicted long ago, the people in Kali Yuga will be mandamati. They will not have proper intelligence. They will misuse everything. They do not have any discrimination what to do and what not. So all our faculties should be utilized in realizing the Supreme Lord. That is the ultimate goal of human life. We need a healthy body to realize the Supreme Lord, not to do sense gratification. We need a healthy mind, and we need a disease-free body, and everything perfect, so that we can execute spirituality nicely. That should be the goal. And therefore, this has been arranged in order. Yama, niyamas. Yama means first you give up the sinful activities. Then niyama. Then you do some favorable activities. Then asana. By asana, you make your body healthy. Then pranayam. By pranayam, you purify your breath, or prana vayu. And that is connected to mind. And mind will be controlled up to some extent. Then pratyahara. Pratyahara means that controlling the senses, not letting the senses enjoy indiscriminately. So that is pratyahar. Then comes dharana. Then you start experiencing the inner self. The first step of experiencing the inner self is called dharana. And then the next step, more deeper stage, called dhyana. And the deepest stage is called samadhi. So that is Ashtanga Yoga. And Krishna will speak more about Ashtanga Yoga. And Krishna is telling that there are two phases. In one phase, Ashtanga Yogi is on the neophyte stage, it means in the beginning stage. And then there is an advanced stage of Ashtanga Yoga. So in those two stages, there is a technical term, Arurukshar Muner Yogam and Yoga Rudascha. The Yoga Aruda and a Yoga Rurukshu. These are the two stages. Yoga Rurukshu means you are on the beginning stage of Ashtanga Yoga. Yoga Aruda means you are on the advanced stage of Ashtanga Yoga. And the whole Ashtanga Yoga is about controlling the mind and senses. Okay. So now Krishna will provide more details about Ashtanga Yoga. But let me tell you the conclusion a little bit first. So this Ashtanga Yoga Krishna is enumerating, but this is not practical. And Arjuna will admit that. Arjuna will tell that Krishna, you have explained Ashtanga Yoga very nicely. Thank you. But I cannot follow this. This is too difficult. And yes, it is too difficult. If you read the description, you will realize this is difficult. So this is impossible. So this is not a recommendation of Krishna to do Ashtanga Yoga. The recommendation is Bhakti. But we can take off a few things from Ashtanga Yoga which are doable. That will enhance our Bhakti. So we'll discuss about that. So yeah, so that is the topic of 6th chapter. And we'll continue that. Okay, any questions from anything we have discussed today or before? I'm telling you again that it is very important to ask question and understand. And that is the beginning. From that, everything will happen. So hope this was clear. But if you do have any questions, ask me. You can ask me personally also or in the class. Okay. So we will again meet next week. Thank you very much for patiently hearing and spending 1 hour for Krishna. Krishna is very grateful. Thank you.